Hey, assholes. We fucked up the first recording of this.
So now we have to do it again.
Yeah, we gotta do it again.
Yay.
Yes, we, WRASSLEBOYS, week 5, end of January.
I'm Mega Fighter, and that's Allie.
Yes, we fucked up the first recording.
I think that fucked up because we didn't say our names at the start.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll just have to get to where we were.
Yep.
We were like 2 matches in when the recording dropped, so...
3 matches in, but...
3 matches in. Now we have to pretend we're enthusiastic about everything we just talked about. Like how Raw is live in Richmond on TNN, the new TNN.
TNN, oh my god, we forgot about the new TNN. So
the new TNN!
The new TNN. Dr. Wu is playing
Dr. Wu is playing in the background.
We're coming from the Richmond Coliseum in Richmond, Virginia. Virginia. Our friend who lives in Virginia and would be great to have on.
Couldn't be here because he's a bitch.
Because he's a bitch and probably doesn't even have the WWE Network.
Yeah, and then the pyro goes off, and then it's Kane versus the Big Show. And then the Kane's pyro goes off, and the smoke just becomes unfathomably bad.
Unfathomably bad. It is there for like hours. We could barely see anything. I'm surprised because Allie made a note of this about the Kane sunburn.
Kane has sunburn. It's really obvious because, like, when he moves his arm from where his arm was, you could see, like, the skin change color. And if Big Show, like, put a hand on him, you can see the outline of his hand. Kane had, like, moderate to severe sunburn this match.
Yes, we don't know how it came about because he's been in, Georgia, the Carolinas, and now Virginia.
They've been sticking to the South mostly.
Yeah, and maybe it's a little hotter there in the South, but this is still winter, so it's
this is January. Where did he get sunburn?
Where did you get sunburn?
Did he go Did he go to the Bahamas?
So on the previous recording, he said Aruba, and that led to a Kokomo joke.
And then I told him, if you reference Beach Boys here, I'm destroying everything. And
then the recording fucked up, so...
Yes, I destroyed everything.
So he did destroy everything.
So, the match is pretty basic. It's big man shit. There's a lot of punches and kicks and big boots and smoke. And I just imagine, like, half the crowd is going, like, like the whole fucking time.
Like, this haze made it actually kind of hard to see the match. Like, the only thing I can remember that wasn't just big man stuff was Kane doing a weird leg hook when he, like, hit the choke slam or the tombstone or whatever. It goes for, like, the pin, and it kind of, like, he pushes Big Show onto his own side. And it just looked wrong.
Dr. Wu's a longer song than I thought it was.
Yes. The start of the show did have, like, the Vince NWO promo recap where it was, like, choir of creepy little girls singing.
I wonder if they make their own music or they just select, like, stock music for this shit.
Right, like...
Because, like, they recapped it with, like, Phoenix Wright music and then, like, Legends of the Hidden Temple music. And now it's, like, choir music.
There's creepy choir music. The spiral wipe we saw, like, on the last week's Raw was not a one-off, apparently. That just happened again.
They just love doing, like, video toaster transitions.
They don't look great. They take me out of it. And then you're just like, what the fuck was that?
Ric Flair's on a phone.
But yeah, now we got to do the first segment of the show. Ric Flair is on a phone.
And the APA come in and Bradshaw is pissed.
And doing like vague shoot talk about the NWO and how they're selfish
and
pricks.
And Farouk's in his always pounding ass shirt.
I forgot about the always pounding ass shirt. I thought that was just a joke, but no, he did have a shirt that said always pounding ass.
Yes.
And and my confusion about this promo or the segment was just like, it felt vaguely shootish, and they're kind of trying to sell like the NWO as like this oncoming threat, like the NWO were back in WCW. But I feel like they could have mixed in a little bit of kayfabe of have Bradshaw offer to Bradshaw offered their services to Flair to protect him from the NWO. Offer to do it for free, shit like that.
Yeah.
But instead, it's just kind of like, these selfish pricks, these fucking assholes, they're pieces of shit.
But you didn't.
And instead, it's just kind of like Bradshaw saying mean things about the NWO.
And then Farouk going like, yeah.
Yeah. What he said, and then Ric Flair's just like, whatever, get out of here. Like, this felt like it didn't have a purpose.
Yeah. And then, after that, we cut to a 24-karat studio segment of Goldust talking about Kevin Spacey.
He quotes the usual suspects. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. Kevin Spacey. And it's just like and it's just like awkward laugh about Kevin Spacey.
Is it bad? I kind of want the gimmick of like every person that Goldust references is like a canceled actor or a movie that's like really bad. So it's just like Roman Polanski.
Right now, it goes like every week. Our idea for the Goldust promo gimmick changes from bad movies to actors that we don't talk about now.
Actors that have destroyed their legacies. I can't think of any prevalent actors who destroyed their careers. Bill Cosby.
Give it time.
Louis C.K.
Yeah. But this is building up more to the him storyline, which I think is leading to the partnership with Booker T. I might be wrong. That might have been like 2003 more than anything.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just going to lead to nowhere because that just kind of happens with Goldust gimmicks at some point.
Yeah. Sometimes they just don't do anything. So, fuck.
We go to a Jericho interview.
Who has given a title shot for his Universal Championship to fucking Maven.
Yeah, Maven
Our man,
a title shot.
Maven.
I assume because he eliminated The Undertaker, and that's that's an impressive feat. That he just gets a title shot.
Yes. Because he graduated from the Tough Enough.
Tough Enough. Yeah, Jericho shifting into like this kind of deep, slightly Americanish voice when saying things in the promo or the interview. I keep getting the two confused. And just being like, undisputed champion of the world.
I have to talk like an American.
And I think he said something about like maybe getting the title shot because he was unjustly eliminated from the Rumble, but we checked. He did get actually eliminated.
Yeah, he got thrown through the ropes and then got thrown back over the ropes.
Yeah, he went through the middle rope the first time, then Undertaker threw him back in, and then he threw him over the top rope. And then he ate popcorn.
Yeah. They don't show you that part though.
They don't show that part, and I'm still upset that Undertaker didn't stuff popcorn into Maven's mouth during that.
Have some popcorn, you fuck. It's good.
Jericho talked about how awesome he is and how he's going to beat Maven. Because that's pretty much how this interview went in my head.
Also, RVD is here with a sick dragon singlet.
RVD's here with the sick dragon skeleton singlet with like the spine going down his back and the dragon head.
It just reminds me of like a Yu-Gi-Oh! He was wearing like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Card.
Like Lord of D or something.
He was wearing a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Card on his singlet.
I'll be honest, if that's what he did in his later run, I probably would have been watching more RVD matches.
After that, William Regal comes out and Teddy Long does a cavity search. Or at least he would if RVD didn't attack Regal immediately.
attacked Regal just before they were about to check the tights, which I think is where.
Let me check your balls, player.
Let me check your balls, player. Nice cock, player.
Nice cock, player. Nice butt, player.
But if I feel like
real perk,
they didn't do anything with him doing the early jump, where I would have probably had like, because they didn't check the trunks. That's where Regal was hiding his brass knuckles for power of the punch. Instead, they just have this match end by DQ because Regal kicks RVD in the cock.
Yep, cock kick. And then
I think there was like
he punches out Teddy Long.
He punches out Teddy Long. There was some sort of recap bit before the match began, or maybe it was just when RVD was heading down the ramp. The match is brought to us by WWFShopZone.com, which does not redirect.
No,
You'd think it would, but they just kind of let the domain lapse instead. You'd think it would have redirected to like shop.wwe.com.
So RVD's like, my dick, dude, and then just fucking runs after Regal and throws him back in the ring to kick his ass. At least until the Dudleys show up and start beating down Rob Van Dam.
Because reasons.
And then Edge comes out to help RVD.
Edge comes out for the save.
Crowd chants 3D and Rob doesn't notice. Then they fuck up the 3D.
I think because the smoke was still going, like Bubba mistimed, like coming in for the cutter. So like they're doing the jump for the flapjack, and then like they're like, oh, he's not there.
They have to wait and then do it again.
Yeah. And also, Edge coming out means that for Raw, we were spared his entrance. So thank God. For Raw.
So we cut to outside where they show like an infantry statue, and then we cut back to Ric Flair, which Ric Flair drunk meter, Diet Pepsi.
He's just drinking a Diet Pepsi, and then when he comes out later for his promo, he's drinking a Dasani. So
Dasani, woo!
So there is no alcohol in his system tonight.
Yeah, and he was kind of understated this week, so I believe it.
He's fully sober.
Anyway, Stephanie yells at him about Triple H and McMahon and all that shit.
And the NWO, mostly about her husband.
Godfather shows up later on with his escorts. He was dressed in like a very, very slimming dark red suit.
That we thought was black because of the lighting. He comes out with DDP, who does have his face.
He has his face.
Because
I hallucinated him tearing his face off because I was starting to get sick at these fucking WWE jokes I had to listen to.
So there's a compilation on the Deadlock YouTube, the Deadlock Podcast YouTube, of every joke from the legendary WWE joke book. And if you ever feel like buying that book, don't. These are some of the worst jokes that we have ever heard.
I legitimately feel like if you were forced to read it from front to back, you probably would kill yourself. I don't know.
I mean, because he started because Ali would start rubbing his eyes at in frustration, and when he closed his eyes, he just saw DDP doing the Minitron smile, ripping his own face off, and still smiling.
It's me.
We're still not sure why he hallucinated this specific image, but it's just there.
I was unhappy. Oh my god, you should look at these fucking pictures from the WWE Legendary Joke Book. They are formatted so horribly. It looks like a fucking joke.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I should put it on actually, no, I shouldn't put it on the podcast, but I should. No, not that. I'm fucking up. Oh god, it's gone wrong.
Oh god, you sent me Dr. Wu.
No, don't look at Dr. Wu 8-bit.
God.
But this is how the joke book's formatted. Let me just show it to you.
This is a cursed episode, folks.
This is our second take, so fuck off. This is how the joke book's formatted.
Ah! It's hideous. God, you could have made this better in Photoshop. This could have been done better in GIMP.
I think I put more work in the fucking WRASSLEBOYS logo than the layout of these fucking jokes in the joke book. Like, look at look at this one.
Oh, God.
It's like clip art.
Right? That's just a picture of Howard Finkel.
Howard Finkel.
Why is that even there? They're not even making... Oh, wait, that's Mean Gene. I'm stupid.
We're stupid. But just holy shit, these... I know this is a tangent, and I know this isn't related, and I know that people watching the podcast can't see these, but holy fuck.
They are horrible. Ah! Forgot about the Ronda Rousey mouse one.
Anyway, DDP is a customer for the Godfather's escort service, which you could call that 19 Godfather if they didn't disconnect their fucking number.
We tried calling them in the first recording, and it just led to nothing.
I don't know. Maybe they hooked their phone up between then and now, because I enjoyed... Okay, let me see if I got the number right. One... You never know. I might have got it wrong. Do I know how phone numbers work is my question. Because I'm apparently a fucking moron when it comes to, like, technology.
Don't you also have, like, fat fingers?
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. Announcement or your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Fuck you, Godfather.
Location.
Hook up your phone.
Escort, goddammit.
I want my hose.
Escorts.
Escorts.
He is a legitimate businessman. Despite what Lance Storm thinks, he is a legitimate businessman who also doesn't run his phone lines anymore for some reason.
So, Christian gets crotched on the rope at some point, and then fucking Godfather hits the escort train.
Did we mention that this is a tag match?
Yeah, it's a tag match of Christian,
Yeah,
Lance Storm, and Godfather and DDP.
Yes. So yeah, that's where Christian gets crotched on the ropes and is like folded over on himself because my nuts.
My nuts.
And Godfather hits the escort train.
Escort train.
It's not the hoe train, people. It's the escort train. Onto Christian while he's folded over, which was really cool.
Actually, what's the 946 area code? Is that a like a phone number code? The area code 946 has not been assigned for use in the North American phone numbering plan.
So,
motherfucker.
So this ain't a real number.
It's not a real number. Marty.
Sons of bitches.
Or not Marty. Charles.
I
was thinking of Marty right. I don't know why.
Don't blame the boogeyman for this.
I'm the boogeyman, and I set up my phone correctly.
So here's the question that I had about DDP. DDP's still married at this point.
Yes.
He and Kimberly weren't divorced until like 2005.
Yes.
So why is DDP calling in an escort?
Because he's not a happy man.
Because Kimberly is hot. Let's not mince words here. She's hot.
She's hot.
Like, this is a question I think Brian Zane brought up talking about the DDP stalking angle, where it's like, when you've got Kimberly Page at home, why would you go to stalk Undertaker's wife?
I don't know.
Why would you need escorts? Like,
I hate the systematic embarrassment of like every guy who worked for WCW.
It was terrible, and it stopped with Sting finally. But
anyway,
God,
Diamond Cutter pin. They win. Ric Flair comes out, talks about this business,
this company,
the
history behind it,
the history of the company,
which he paid some rando.
He paid like
on the fly.
He paid like a college student $100 to make like an AMV of the history of WWE or WWF.
Yeah, WWF. We're still in WWF territory. We haven't gotten the F out yet.
Anyway, It was a 6-minute montage of Naruto versus Sasuke with crawling in my skin playing over it.
What? Well, to be fair, it was a long, I mean, very long package of like just the long history of the WWF, all the various eras, going back from like Vince McMahon Sr. What surprised me about this package was that they didn't leave anyone out. Like usually with like these WWE video packages, or like the intros, if they're on the outs with someone, if they got bad blood, they're just out of the history books. But like this showed like Brett, Jeff Jarrett, Owen Hart showed up, Lunge Blaze, just all these people who
Like, you'd think they wouldn't be allowed to show some of these people, but they just showed all of them.
showed all of them.
Yeah.
And that like threw me off. It was like, wow, you got all of these.
The gang's all here.
But you know, just they do the video packages, and Ric Flair talks about like, I think just protecting like the history of WWF or something.
Like something along the lines of like, McMahon, you worked so hard to make this company great. Why would you just throw it away out of spite?
Yeah.
And then McMahon comes out and he's just pouting like a little baby the whole time.
Oh yeah, give me the 50%. Get out of my company. Give it to me. Mine. Or else I'm gonna just destroy this company.
Come on, McMahon, stop pouting. I made a montage for you. Do I have to elbow drop my jacket? Vince talks about how the NWO will kill the ratings, and then sort of changes it to how the NWO will literally kill everyone. Like, I know it's Kevin Nash, but it's not a fucking plague of locusts. Like, come on.
It's Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and also Hogan's there. You need a lot more than that to kill WCW. They had a lot more people in the NWO before they killed WCW with it.
You know who I brought in? NWO Sting. The fake Sting.
Oh my god. Exactly. But yeah, this is just more standoff stuff between Flair and McMahon while we build up for the NWO.
Anyway, WWF New York, now with Nydia.
Nydia,
they really want you to go to this fucking restaurant, and I feel like this is around when it was on its final legs.
Yeah, they clearly did not offer good food.
From what I've heard, WWF New York had shit food.
God,
let me look up WWF New York and like why it closed.
Find Yelp reviews, even though Yelp wasn't a thing yet.
Okay. They changed the name. Or it got bought out and changed the name to... Wait, no. Let me see. Sorry.
I think it was The World.
The World!
It was The World, and then it was WWF New York.
And then it changed back to The World. No, it became The World in May 2002.
Oh.
It became a gift shop and nightclub, and then it just closed because no one gave a fuck.
How about that?
And then it became a Hard Rock Cafe.
I was about to jokingly say it became a Hard Rock Cafe. God damn it! But yeah, we have Tough Enough Season 1's female winner, Nydia here.
Nydia here.
Absolutely was not given any time to get used to being on camera.
She was clearly, like, nervous.
She was very nervous, very awkward. But she's rooting for Maven, goddammit. Because they're hyping up the fact that up next is Chris Jericho versus Maven for the Undisputed Championship.
Just do the Undisputed title match in the middle of the show, why don't you?
I mean, that's just how else do you treat Maven?
By the way, Maven appearance counter 2.
I was almost expecting you to make the same fuck up as last time, and then just Dr. Wu 8-bit starts up again.
I would like to repeat. That was the second appearance of Maven. So, and Lawler spins the whole match. shitting on Maven.
Maven, not a bad worker by any means. Like, he's not the best, but for being a tough enough
He's got
rookie,
okay fundamentals. I feel like his selling was good, but I don't know if he had any offense
besides his drop kick,
besides his sick ass dropkick.
his great drop kick.
Maven dropkick counter.
It's the worst. Oh wait, that's his second drop kick because the first one was at the
You're right.
Royal Rumble.
So Jericho pulls the turnbuckle pad off, and then Maven sort of like throws him into it, and then he headbutts it on accident.
Yeah,
And then after like fighting on the outside, and Lawler just shitting on Maven the whole fucking time because that's what you should do with your winners of Tough Enough.
yeah,
He taps out to the walls.
Like a heel thing, like you get by him or you get behind him because the heel commentator Jerry Lawler doesn't like him.
Well, here's the thing. When you're a heel, you should constantly be ping-ponging back and forth between like talking shit but still putting them over.
Yeah, here
And
it's just
he
talking shit.
He was just talking shit. So Maven taps out, except for the fact that the ref steps on his hand while he's tapping out.
I thought it was the opposite if he slapped the ref's foot while he was tapping.
Kinda.
And either Undertaker comes out after this or comes out during this, because this is where we notice.
Yeah, Undertaker comes out.
This is where we notice that that his Titantron footage has like clips of the music video for Rollin' in it.
Yes.
Or
They
you
have
notice-
like clips of Fred Durst in the Rollin' music video. There was actually two versions of Rollin'. I forgot. I think this is Air Raid Vehicle or
This is
something.
Air Raid Vehicle, and then there was like a remix with some other rapper called Ground Control Vehicle. And this is Air Raid Vehicle, yeah.
So Jericho rolls out because he wants to watch Undertaker beat Maven's ass. And then he puts on a set of headphones and starts doing commentary, but he's clearly tired. So Jericho goes like, he wants a little revenge for Rumble.
I'm sorry, it was Urban Assault Vehicle, Rollin' Urban Assault Vehicle with DMX and Method Man and Redman.
Good to know.
That was the remix. But yeah, and this is where we talk about...
Taker Pillmanizes Raven. Or Maven.
Yeah.
Not Raven. Raven's not here.
Who the fuck hired Raven? But yeah, he gets him with like the chair to the throat, which I guess is his thing now.
Yeah, Undertaker's trying to be a heel, so he's like, oh, he hits you in the throat with the chair.
And now we talk about the my little rant here about how putting main eventers or putting the rookies with the main eventers like immediately just dooms them to utter failure.
Hello, David Flair.
Hello, David Flair. Hello, Zach Gowen, especially.
Both
Because,
people who weren't absent of talent,
they weren't absent of talent,
but they were put in situations where either they would have to deliver or their push would be dead forever. And guess what happened?
Their push was dead forever. Like, and that's the same thing with Maven. You've been put in a feud with The Undertaker, who is like just the heart and soul of this company, and you're wrestling like the top guy right now. We're one of the top guys. The guy with the biggest belt or the
And
top
you're
belt.
green as goose shit.
And you're green as goose shit.
And people are disappointed in how well you're doing, but it's like, you really should have just been on, like, you should have been on Heat. You should have been, like, doing tag team matches. You know, you should have jobbed out to Billy and Chuck for a while. Just get some time to get experience and get over naturally instead of just being like...
character?
Yeah. Because Maven didn't have a character. They didn't give him one.
He doesn't even have a promo this week.
No, his theme song and Titantron are both bad. His Titantron was just him doing, like, backyard shit.
His Titantron was clips from like Tough Enough of him training and just like doing grapples with Johnny Who's
I think at some point we made a joke about how Lawler mentioned that like Maven was going to be working fast food after this, and I was like, no, he's working HSN.
Yeah, joke's on you, Lawler. He got a better job working home shopping. And yeah, his theme song is just the instrumental to the Tough Enough theme.
Oh my god, it is?
Yeah, because he came out to Tattoo at the Rumble, and then they switched to like an instrumental. I swear it's the instrumental for Tattoo, right?
Maybe.
It's gotta be.
So, Coach talks to Undertaker after he beat up Maven. And Taker says that, do you want your teeth? Do you want teeth? Do you want teeth in your mouth? I'll make a necklace out of your teeth if you say Maven. And then it's like, and then he started ranting about, how dare fucking Maven throw me out of the ring? And it's like, it's a Rumble, you dumb fuck. Of course he would throw you out.
You dumb shit. It's like, he doesn't respect you. You were busy being a misogynist and trying to chokeslam Lita, who wasn't in the Rumble, I should note.
She wasn't. She was a second to Matt.
So you have no one to blame but you and your shitty.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault that your ass got distracted and Maven took advantage in the Royal Rumble.
It is not Maven's fault. It is absolutely your fault.
Maven was just doing Maven shit and you fucked it up. It's not like you need a fucking title run. You're the Undertaker.
The Undertaker. You're the hardcore champion. Defend that shit.
I didn't even think I saw him with the belt today.
It was in his, like, I think maybe next episode where I'm thinking of. But, like, it's in his, like, the little motion thing they do before the matches, the sell matches.
Yeah.
Like the video thing. And it's like him, like, slinging it over his shoulder and Kurt Angle's naked next to him.
Yes, weirdly naked Kurt Angle. So, that does it for Maven. The longest segment about Maven with the most references to Maven in it.
And I think that's all we'll see of Maven.
So,
God damn. So we cut to Jazz heading out back, and she's hearing like this grunting, and like, oh yeah.
Yeah, fuck
like,
yeah.
All right, I guess it's time for the gay shit.
It's time for gay jokes. Jazz opens up the door, and Billy and Chuck are on the ground doing stretches.
Doing stretches.
And, like, they try to make it, like, really weird, but I'm just like, motherfucker, you need to do stretches.
You know, the thing is, that's legitimate. Like, they're occasionally throwing in, like, your ass looks really nice or something.
You have nice legs.
And it's, like, to try and make it seem gay, and, like, Billy and Chuck are like, come on, Jazz, join us for stretches. Like, I'm good. Like,
motherfucker, do stretches. Triple H didn't do stretches, and that's why his quad exploded.
Exactly. And speaking of, I believe we have a Triple H segment after this.
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon's talking to Triple H. She wants to help him out because he keeps telling her she's useless. While Triple H is, like, putting on 15 knee pads while talking to her.
Yeah, exactly. Which is because he didn't do stretches.
Do fucking stretches. Like, Billy and Chuck know what's up.
They got that shit down.
Anyway, it's I believe it's a 6-man tag.
It's a 6-person intergender tag.
6-person intergender tag where the women can wrestle the men.
Yes.
And this match is sponsored by M&M's and Burger King.
Fucking goddamn piece of shit Burger King.
And do you know what happens when you do your stretches? You fucking win.
Yeah, exactly. This was Trish Stratus and the APA versus Jazz,
Billy and Chuck. Our gay jokes are 4.
4. It's more than we had last time, but Trish, surprisingly less than we were expecting.
It was an okay match. Trish eventually just tags in and starts punching Chuck Palumbo, and then Chuck Palumbo just power bombs her.
And the whole time this match is going on, Jim Ross is being such a bitch about the fact that there's intergender wrestling.
Oh my God, they're women.
I know the British. Oh, they're fighting the women. Oh no! It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
JR.
but they're a warrior, but they're a woman, but they're a warrior.
It's like that. Oh God.
So after that little match, Billy and Chuck win with Jazz, and we cut to Kurt Angle doing stretches because he knows what's up.
He knows what's up. He saw how Billy and Chuck just won their match. He's doing Kurt
Angle's like, I need to do some fucking stretches.
This promo is nice because like he doesn't leave like pauses for the what chance. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he's
do
trying
this.
to drown
What?
down the he's trying to drown out the what chants.
So his sentences are longer, and it makes more sense for him to do that because, like, if I can just get through this promo with as little what chance as possible, I can keep cool. I think this was about just beating Steve Austin for the #1 title or the #1 contendership for the undisputed title.
So Booker T takes on triple knee pads.
Yes,
We
this is, I
almost
think,
have
where you saw. This is where you saw the sign Triple H.
I want your
I want
body.
your body. Yes.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like, do you want his body? Do you want to have sex with his body? Do you want to cut his head off and then put your head on him?
I
So
assume
you
if he's a
have
woman,
his
she
body.
wants to fuck. She wants some fuck
She
from the
wants some
game.
fuck. JR says this is the main event when it clearly isn't.
I think it was Lawler who said that.
All right,
I
we're
think it was
canceling the
King.
show.
Burning it down
Burn it down.
again. But yeah, either way, they say this is the main event when it's actually nowhere near the main event.
So yeah, it's kind of a very short match. Christian runs out to try and beat up Triple H after what happened to him last week. Then Stephanie runs out, slaps Christian, and distracts Triple H on accident. And then Triple H is like, "What are you doing, Steph? I might get rolled up." And then he got rolled up.
Exactly. It was beautifully like that. And I think, yeah, this match just ends, and I think we cut to commercial at this point, right?
No, we got 7 weeks of Sour Skittles.
7 weeks of Sour Skittles. Thank you. Because this is apparently they're doing like the countdown 7 weeks to WrestleMania X8, which is not something they do
Presented by
nowadays,
Sour
but
Skittles.
but it was presented by Sour Skittles, so
If someone
we
can
just
do an
wanted to
edit
show-
of like 7 weeks to Sour Skittles and then make the WrestleMania sign the little thing in the corner.
presented by WrestleMania X8.
Yeah.
7 weeks to Sour Skittles. It's great.
So during the commercial break, Steph is sorry.
Steph is very sorry. She's crying like the whole way back to the
Triple H goes to his Triple H room.
Triple H room.
And then she kind of like screams through the door about how she's sorry. And then Triple H gets his bags, or gets her bags.
Yeah. It's like he hands her like this big old like fucking like carrying case, which I think is supposed to be all her stuff.
And then he then he puts a pair of high heels on top of that, and then we make the joke about and my high heels.
Yeah, those are his shoes. And then she keeps screaming and crying, and it's kind of uncomfortable. Especially uncomfortable when you had to watch the recap. And then we cut to Kurt Angle versus Steve Austin.
#1 contender match from the tournament last week. The finals of that little tournament they did.
With the Kurt Angle status sucks.
Kurt Angle status sucks. Also, the crowd was trying to get the "You suck what" chant over, and it wasn't working.
I put down the note, I hate this crowd. Because I was like, this is a dumb chant. What are you doing? Stop it.
So Kurt Angle cut a weird promo about what he was going to do this match, and he said the easy way out would be hand Stone Cold a chair and then get DQ'd. And he almost got away with it. By the way, this match kicked ass.
Oh yeah, I don't really pay attention as much to the promos as I do the matches. Surprisingly, because I do remember this great spot from the match of.
I also remember like Kurt Angle tried to do a superplex and then Stone Cold just fucking bit him.
Yeah. But there was a point where like they were both outside. Austin throws Angle back into the ring, and then as he's rolling in, Kurt Angle just rolls back out, and I was like, "That's clever. I like that."
Yeah, Kurt Angle like drops Stone Cold for a second, grabs the chair, slides it in, and Stone Cold takes it because he thought. And then Kurt Angle's like, "Come on, hit me, man. Get DQ'd. I'm the #1 contender."
Give me right on the chin. He's like pointing to his chin and everything. It's so good.
Ref bump happens. Stone Cold gets hit with a chair.
A lot of times, I genuinely thought at some point that the ref was going to wake up during this and actually DQ him.
Yeah,
But
we thought it was
didn't.
going to be this thing of like he was beating Stone Cold with a chair, and like Hebner was slowly getting back up, and I thought he would like look and go, "Oh, by the way, you're DQ."
But no, instead he did his beat down. He threw the chair aside.
Put him in the angle lock. Then he
And-
thought Stone Cold tapped out, but he didn't,
Or yeah, something happened where like.
and he thought
I
he
think
won, even though his theme music wasn't playing, and he just got onto the turnbuckle and started doing the Stone Cold taunt. Then
Yeah,
he gets
the ref
off
had to tell him that you didn't win. Your theme music didn't play, and then he like gets a stunner.
and then they inefficiently drink beer, and then Jericho just runs in and gets stunned.
And then they hit the theme music again.
Yes, play it again.
Steve Wise, I put down the note. Steve Wise's are poorly canned and just overflowing. Because every time he opens up one of those cans, just there's foam shooting out of them. Like, who's canning these beers?
Well, it's because he keeps hitting them together.
Yeah, that's true. But that was Raw. Very simple, very straightforward.
It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad.
So
There wasn't enough of
we started SmackDown. I don't recall. Oh, they were in Norfolk.
They were in the Norfolk Scope, which is where DX invaded WCW back in the day. So we're still in Virginia, and we still don't have Rob.
And we got a recap of Raw, which was weirdly like they put like a curve effect on it for some reason.
Yeah, that's right. It was just this weird curve, like globish effect.
Like they projected it onto like a globe.
Yeah, Kevin Dunn really getting his money's worth on that video toaster program he bought.
Look at all the things I can do. I can turn Stone Cold's face into a flag.
Look at that.
Look at that. Why? Shut up.
Don't question it. And don't talk about my teeth.
Anyway, we start with orange mist, like a Cheeto mist, and Taz walks through the Cheeto mist. And Jacqueline's still the ref.
Jacqueline is still a referee. This is just a thing now. She's just a ref. I don't know why.
Because Taz is facing Chris Jericho, who is going to a celebrity hockey game later.
Yes.
And they said, and they tried to justify this on commentary that Taz is fighting Chris Jericho because Taz trained Maven, but I thought Al Snow trained Maven.
I don't know. Maybe Taz was also on the Tough Enough like training group back in season 1. But it's just everyone kind of thinks of like Al Snow. They think of maybe like Bob Holly and him beating up a rookie. And maybe Taz was on there. I don't know.
Maybe.
I remember they said this was a non-title match, and I was like, I should hope so. It's only Taz coming out. I was like, oh yeah, Jericho.
Yeah, and Jericho wins by doing the stroke / skull crushing finale to fucking Maven or Taz. My brain's not working.
Wake up.
He wins with the skull crushing finale to fucking Taz.
Yeah, and this is just a match.
Then he just puts Jacqueline in the walls.
I don't remember him putting Jacqueline on the walls.
He did. She tapped out.
Okay.
But we got more important shit to talk about. Like Rollerball.
It's Rollerball.
Rollerball.
We've got the APA hanging out and talking about Rollerball.
Yeah, they're talking about Rollerball. And then the cast of Rollerball come up to talk to them.
Chris Klein, LL Cool J, and Rebecca Romaine Stamos just they break in the APA's office. They didn't go through the door. And I don't think Booker T went through the door either.
Yes, Booker T confronts LL Cool J over the fact that he should have been on Rollerball and not LL Cool J.
He should have been a Rollerball, which is really just, why would you want that, Book? It's a bad choice in life.
Yeah, fun fact. Let me look up Rollerball for you.
This is the 2002 movie Rollerball.
Yes,
not the
it got a
movie.
3% on Rotten Tomatoes. It didn't make its money back in the box office. It only made 25 million and a budget of 70. It was one of the most expensive box office flops of all time.
Damn.
Roger Ebert called it an incoherent mess.
I believe it
The
also
creator of Rollerball, William Harrison, said, "I never watched the 2002 movie, and I never will."
Romaine Samos was nominated for a Worst Actress Razzie, lost out to Madonna.
So
Swept
the
Away.
the glue that holds 2002 WWF
Oh, wait, no,
together
that Stinkers.
is
That was a
shit
Stinkers
movies.
Shit movies.
The soundtrack is also something to be pointed out.
Ah, yes, the soundtrack. Which
Boom by
also,
POD, Told You So by Drowning Pool, Ride by Beautiful Creatures, I Am Hated by Slipknot, some Rob Zombie songs, including Edge's theme.
Insane in the Brain by Sendog. Ah, God, Crawling in the Dark by Hoobastank's on here. And also When I Come... Hoobastank, and their one good song, and also When I Come Around by Green Day.
I forgot that that Edge's theme, Never Gonna Stop, also has the weird subtitle, The Red Red Groovy.
Rob Zombie's a weird man.
Yeah.
But yes, this is that was our talk about Rollerball.
It's
and
Rollerball.
How Booker T wanted to be in it.
Booker T lucked out by not being in Rollerball. Anyway, we got a retirement speech from Flair because he's pretty much like trying to sell the fact that I'm going to end my career to save WWF.
Yeah, I put down Ric Flair retires, I think.
Like, it's time to say goodbye. Like, he hugs fucking Arn Anderson before he comes out.
Was that then or was that later?
That was later, but yeah.
But yeah, they're selling it as like he's gonna retire or something.
Christian versus DDP for the European title.
A cool thing I noticed when Christian was heading out was I was on the Titantron for his theme song. They have subtitles for like the Italian singing.
Yes.
And I thought that was fucking cool. Oh, that's just Groovy leaving. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. But and that was just kind of a nice little thing. A very rare good line out of Michael Cole, which is Christian, I think, gets crotched again.
Yeah.
And he goes, Christian can now sing the high note in his own theme.
Christian!
Christian! But this is a fairly good match and ends in DDP hitting the Diamond Cutter.
Yep.
And winning the European title, and then Jerry Lawler saying they're going nuts in Brisbane right now.
Oh my god.
Which, is there a Brisbane in Europe? Because that's Australia. No. Okay, I was right. And Australia is not a part of fucking Europe. God damn it.
You fucking shitting me.
Fucking Jerry Lawler. Didn't they say something about Euros at that time? That people were betting Euros or something?
Yeah.
As well, because they're freaking out in the Netherlands because again, this is the European title.
Yeah. Europe.
So good match on the European title. Also, DDP winning a belt. So hey,
Mr. McMahon has several lawyers talking about how Flair's going to sell his stocks to him.
Not a one of them is Jerry McDevitt.
Nope. Goldust shows up again, except this time he's talking about Robert De Niro, who is yet to do anything sketchy that I know of.
Not as far as I know, but I do know that this package got really like weird and artsy, and I said that they're getting more ambitious. Did you know
that one of the directors of Rollerball got arrested because he pretty much wiretapped several of the people?
Oh yeah, the John McTiernan wiretapping incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shit that happened.
That I don't know a lot about it, but that's weird. All right.
He pretty much never directed after that.
Rollerball did so much damage to so many people.
Can you even name a Chris Klein movie?
I don't even know who Chris Klein is.
Oh, he was in the American Pie movies.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Rollerball, and then oh god, he was in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh my god.
He played Charlie Nash. Why does everything kind of link back in weird ways? Like, we were talking about this with fucking, like, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and how the dude who played, like, Masato was also in the King of Fighters movie.
Yes.
Anyway, we are getting into weird off-topic points. Anyway, Goldust is going on about him again. You will never forget the name.
Oh yeah, there were several cuts of him going hop, 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 hop.
So you'll never forget Goldust. I don't know if there was anything between this and the Stephanie McMahon interview.
Lawler hates pronouns in bio.
Lawler hates pronouns in bio because he's going all about, what's all this about this him stuff? What's this him thing?
I hate pronouns. That's what he said.
He hates pronouns, so okay. You have pronouns in your bio, then Jerry Lawler is your anime avatar.
With a badly photoshopped political hat.
And it's probably an underage girl. Hi-oh!
Hey-oh!
Alright, so
he's a
now
creep.
we have
Woo!
Woo!
JR's talking to Stephanie. She has boots.
She has these, like, construction boots that do not go with her dress at all and are kind of hideous looking. But she's just, like, going on about her life with Triple H and all this. And the business and her dad. And how she and Shane have merged into one being.
I forgot about that.
Well, she was talking more about how she was like, she bought like ECW and then like the Alliance merger with WCW and ECW. But I took it in the literal like statement of I merged with my brother Shane.
We become one.
Now. We are one now.
I am the money.
We are the money. Shane Finney McMahon Helmsley.
Shane Finney.
But yeah, this was
she
just
pretty much goes off on JR, and JR just isn't reacting.
It's like, all right, whatever.
Whatever, you dumb bitch.
You're not gonna set me on fucking fire. And then we cut back to
Rollerball.
To Rollerball, and Bradshaw promising that he will not rape Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Yeah, he said that, like, you know, we're all getting drunk, but I won't take advantage of you.
So, yeah.
So just Bradshaw's like, I'm not gonna rape you.
This is where Booker T comes in and says he is mad that he wasn't in Rollerball.
Yeah, I mixed that up. I'm sorry.
I think it was just setting up just like Chris Klein and LL Cool J doing drinks and just fucking Rebecca Romaine Stamos coming in and drinking and chugging and just like...
Oh, and fucking LL Cool J started doing this weird thing where like he would hold his hand vertically over his face and then just start licking his hand.
Yes, we noticed that with the upcoming tag match.
He did that here too.
But he did that here too? Oh my god.
Yeah, he would just lick his hand. It was gross.
Gross and weird. And I think Tess shows up in the segment, or he shows up later.
Tess shows, like, Booker T's like, I'm gonna find me a tag team partner, and I'm gonna beat your ass, APA. And then he leaves, and then Tess just like, hey, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm not busy.
I'm Mr. Immunity.
I'm Mr. Immunity. Let's go hang out.
Oh wait, that tag match hasn't happened yet. The next tag match, the upcoming tag match.
Well, that was the segments in the back. This is the Dudleys versus RVD and Edge.
Yes, there we go.
Edge gives us an immediate seizure.
Oh my god. Is it me, or is
like
is it
what they
worse?
do is like they zoom in all the way to the smoke and the lights start flashing and it's so fucking bright. I remember it was dark when we watched and I could watch my whole fucking room flash because of how bright as fucking...
You were watching this in the dark with no lights on?
Yeah.
Didn't you learn anything from Inuyasha? You're supposed to, when you're watching something, be in a well-lit room and keep your eyes this far away from the screen.
Inuyasha?
There were, like, after the Pokemon incident, after Electric Soldier Porygon, they did, like, animated PSAs explaining, oh, yeah, when you're watching TV, make sure you're in a well-lit room with, like, your eyes this far away from the screen. And one of them was just Inuyasha and Kagome explaining this to us.
Kagome!
And then Inuyasha got, like, told to sit and fell on his face. Aha.
I wonder if that's why I had a headache. I still kind of do.
That's probably it. You need to.
No,
you need
it
to
might
make
be.
sure
I might have a sinus infection.
It might be a sinus infection. It might be you need to watch Raw and SmackDown in more well-lit rooms next time.
So William Regal comes out before this tag match starts and gets frisked by the referee again. Except this time they're checking the aprons too, even though he's not wrestling tonight.
What's weird is they never check the timekeeper, even though he totally has the brass knuckles all the time.
So yeah, he joins them on commentary, and then Stacy sits on Regal's lap, and it's really weird. And Lawler starts freaking the fuck out because apparently he's just a simp for Stacy, and it's uncomfortable.
Our first count got to 11 this week.
Not the worst, but it's still pretty bad.
Still pretty bad.
So Regal tries to run in. It distracts. I just wrote Dudley. That doesn't help. And he hits the execution.
Yeah. Well, the thing that you were talking about with Stacy was also that like Regal started groping her.
Oh my god.
Ass, and it was so like, whoa, what is he doing? It's like, okay, so this is the strategy now. Stacy Keibler hid the brass knuckles in her ass crack.
She credit carded the brass knuckles in her butt cheeks and then waddled over to the ring.
And William Regal had to like do a reach around in there to get him. so that's just that's a bit of Thursday night fun. It's still on Thursdays, that's right.
Oh, this is when the you want to be in the Harlem Heat test segment happens.
Yes.
McMahon's talking to more of his lawyers. I just wrote Angle got to do the thing.
Okay. Well, first off, there's Tess comes out. This is where Tess like teams up with Booker T. Tess wants to fuck Rebecca Romaine Stamos, and Booker T wants to knock out LL Cool J's mother.
So
he says
we're allies.
It's the "Mama said knock you out" bit. And he's like, "I'm gonna knock his mama out."
That's a really old song from LL Cool J, by the way.
Yes.
Like, let me look at his discography real quick.
What was his like big song that was out at this time? Was he even doing music at this point?
It's like LL Cool J has a long fucking career.
The Kurt Angle thing. I'll explain why you're checking this.
He released the album Goat, and then he released the album 10. And 10 had Love You Better, Paradise, and Amazing. Oh wait, that came out a little bit later this year, so back to Goat. He had Imagine That and You and Me.
Yeah. So the the Kurt Angle thing was, if you remember, like last week, we complained about how Kevin Dunn cut away during like when he was mocking the Triple H taunt. That was what we finally got to see him do, like mock the Triple H taunt.
Yeah, they didn't show it last week, so he got to do it now.
Yes. And this is just him shitting on Triple H. I assume because they're going to be in a tag match later. The main event tag match. Not to be confused with this next tag match. There's like 3 tag matches on this show.
Half of this show is tag matches.
Where we have the APA with Chris Klein, LL Cool J, and Rebecca Romaine Stamos, quote, rollerball.
Yeah, like they had the SmackDown side things that come up when people come out, but like there was so much text when the APA came out that all of it looks squished.
They just have rollerball in quotes. Like, that seems so unnecessary. But they're taking on Booker T and Test. There is a point where like Test comes out, like he goes to the outside because all the celebrities are out, like they're out at ringside. Jerry Lawler's being horny, of course. But like Test, like, you know, hits on her like, "Hey, why don't you come with me?" And she just kind of like waves him off, and I was like, I appreciated that. Of the free celebrities we have, I can most believe that Rebecca Romaine Stamos watches this product.
Yeah.
Because she's playing along the whole time and not just licking her hand like LL Cool J. I don't even remember how this match ends. I assume the APA
Clothesline from Hell.
Clothesline from Hell, that's right. Test still looks good because he's Test, and the
more Test just beats people's ass, the better he looks.
It's just, you know, we like Test here. This is a very Test. The Protest podcast.
We are protest.
We are protesters.
Are you protesters?
That would have been a better name for his
testicles?
fucking fan base than being testicles. Protesters. God
like
damn it.
PRO test ERS.
Yes. Or something like that. But like there's a hyphen between pro and testers. Or 2 hyphens, who knows? Like that. I say to the where no one can see it.
Yeah, thanks video.
Thanks. This audio podcast with visual jokes.
Yeah, that's entertainment.
Do we have another segment between this and the main event?
I don't think so. I think it's just Angle and Taker versus The Rock and Triple H.
Yes, and then we have the Vince. We have another Vince like Flair segment after that. This was a main event tag match.
This pissed me off.
This pissed you off. Okay,
because it went
ahead.
like 15 minutes. And then it ended in a DQ.
Oh yeah, that's right. I only have like 2 major notes on this.
Shitty sharpshooter.
Shitty sharpshooter again. Thank you, Undertaker, for breaking that up. But like Undertaker goes into like a boxing stance at some point, and
and then he just shadow boxes, and it looks dorky as shit.
And I have the note: play Kurt Angle's theme because shut up. Which I'm trying to remember what he did, and then they played his theme. Like I think he put like an ankle lock on someone.
No, yeah, he put a guy in an ankle lock
after the match.
And then his theme music just played.
Just shut up. Just play the goddamn theme. Whatever. Here's another Vince Flair segment for you.
This one was really long. We looked at the fucking time bar and was like, is there 20 minutes left? What the fuck?
And it's just mostly Vince and his lawyers and Ric Flair.
It's like Vince is like, you're gonna sign this paper and sell the company to me. And then Ric Flair's like, oh, do I sign it? I don't know. Should I sign it? Maybe I'll sign my first name. He signs his first name, and then McMahon is like, sign your last name too. And then Stone Cold comes out and just tells Stone Cold tells Austin to eat ass, not Vince McMahon.
My bitch is a wife.
My bitch is a wife.
All right, but yeah, this ends like with I think Flair gets beaten up at some point.
No, I think Flair's fine. I think Stone Cold just beats up Stone Cold just beats up McMahon.
And also a table gets flipped over at some point because I was expecting. I mean, no one went through it, but I was expecting harm to come to a table. Because whenever there's like a contract signing or a document signing, something's got to go to happen to the table you sign on. But yeah, I think that wraps us up.
This week was kind of weak. This week was kind of weak. Yeah.
This was better than the last few weeks have been.
Yeah, I think Raw wins.
Raw wins. This was better than most of our shows. Maybe there's just a problem with Spike Dudley. MVP, our awards. Our MVP of the night was Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, the man.
Kurt Angle, the man, never half-assing it. Even when like the show itself is half-assed, he don't.
Yeah, Kurt Angle shows up. He comes to work.
When he comes to work, he comes to fucking work. Underrated. We had a lot of debate over whether it was Maven or DDP, and DDP won out.
Yeah, I just thought Maven only had one match this week.
Yeah, if he had more segments, we probably would have bought into him.
Yeah, if Maven were the MVP or the underrated.
Our Y segment of the week was the Ric Flair WWF video package that he got for $100.
Can I have a runner-up? What the fuck?
Sure.
Why Rollerball?
Because that was a popular. Paul Heyman was in it. It was a movie that was coming out. Paul Heyman was in it. That's why Rollerball.
Why Rollerball?
Because Paul Heyman was in it, and also Shane McMahon cameoed. Here's the question: where was John Renault?
I don't know where John Renault is. Maybe he benefited from not being here.
Because he's in that movie, but he did not want to show up for these Raw segments, I guess. So, how about that?
Fuck.
Maybe he made the right choice. Sign of the week went to, it's not who, you morons, it's woo!
Yeah,
There was
people
a
have been
sign.
fucking up woo on the signs. Do
Case in
people
point,
not know who the fuck Ric Flair is?
Case in point, Ric Flair, whoa.
Ric Flair. Whoa.
So that was our sign of the week. We had 2 runners up, which is a rarity. Triple H, I Want Your Body, and Vince, Get Therapy, which I feel we can all agree on.
Vince, go get therapy, you fucking
Gay Jokes
boomer.
were 4. Jerry Lawler first count was 11. We didn't have a lot on the 2 passes alert beyond.
Maven appearance counters too.
Maven appearance counters 2.
Dave.
Goldust quoted Kevin Spacey unironically, which ain't happening nowadays.
He
And
didn't
also
really have a lot on the 2000s alarm besides
Yeah.
Rollerball.
just Kevin Spacey getting an unironic reverence and Rollerball. But that was week 5 of Wrestle Boys. You can find us at the places that Allie's gonna mention.
Anchor and Spotify and some other shit.
YouTube and Casted or whatever, but not on iTunes. We're iTunes.
We're working on getting on iTunes.
We don't have a Patreon. We don't have anything to read to you yet. So we're not sponsored by Raycon yet.
Yeah. Fuck you,
Or
Ray J.
NordVPN. But we're signing out once again with our classic sign out.
Insert sign out here.